The town square didn't disappear. It moved. It's your YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. And if you're not showing up there, someone else is in your space. They're showing up and getting your clients or that potential press. But today we're going to change that. This is Think Like a Producer. I'm Jamie Maglietta, a television news veteran, media coach, and founder of On Cam Ready. This show is about helping experts show up with strategy on camera and off. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you will subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on your favorite podcast platforms. Links are in the show notes. Now let's get to it. I want to start by reframing the way most experts think about social media. I hear it all the time. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't have time to post every day. I tried it and nothing happened. I get it. I really do. I've been trying for years. And here's the shift I want you to make. Stop thinking about it as social media. Start thinking about it as your own town square. Because that's what it is. It is where your community gathers. It is where the conversations are happening, and it is where trust is built before anyone ever picks up the phone, especially if you're not someone who has a lot of in-person interactions. If you're not top of mind, people stop thinking about you. And right now, that's showing up on social media. Now, if you're like me, you see social media as a stepping stone. You also want in real life events to help solidify that trust, to build those relationships. But if that isn't really readily available, and you also want press, showing up in the scroll on a regular basis is a great strategy and can really help you grow not only your following, your clients, your press opportunities, if you have the right background, which I've mentioned in other episodes, but I'll also talk about it here, and can help you become more bookable to book literary agents. Okay, we're going to get into that. I want you to make sure that whatever starts online doesn't really stay online. It's where you're building, and then you take it offline into little groups to help you build your community in real life too. I have watched experts build a following on LinkedIn and convert those followers into clients. I've also seen podcast guests and YouTubers land speaking engagements simply because the event producer found them online. The online relationship can become the real life relationship, and that is part of the strategy. I do want you to listen to my conversation on Unknown to Known with Latasha James. In that episode, we talk about her YouTube success, but offline, we also talked about how she landed speaking gigs simply from showing up on YouTube. And now she's on a path to becoming a speaker. I want to tell you also about a conversation I recently picked up. I also recently spoke to Sally Ekus on my Unknown to Known podcast. She spent her career connecting experts with the publishing world. So if you're listening right now and you're thinking, I do want a book one day, what she said stopped me in my tracks. She said that what makes you bookable as a media guest, your clear message, your defined audience, your consistent presence, your engagement is exactly the same thing that makes you right for a book deal. Publishers need proof of platform. They want to see that people are already paying attention to you. Your ideas are landing, that you have built community that trusts your point of view, that trusts you. Think about it. The work you are doing right now, showing up online, building your presence, creating content, that is not just about getting booked on a morning show. It's not. It's about laying out the foundation for every opportunity that could come next. Your social strategy is your media strategy. They are the same thing. And a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, are you a media trainer?" I am, but I'm different. I am trying to motivate you and my clients to see the value in programming your online presence to become bookable. Bookable. Make yourself easier for PR firms and agencies to pitch you. You want to hear yeses more than nos? Give them the analytics and the data that can help support hearing yes. So let's talk about what this actually looks like. To show up online with a producer's mindset every day can be exhausting. First, you really want to program your feed like a show. Producers do not just throw content at a wall. We have segments, we have reoccurring themes. I talk about this in my visibility program. So if you aren't aware of my news wheel strategy, I highly recommend you look into my course. I also give tips on how to use CapCut and edit, show up on camera. I give you positions and strategies on how to look a little better on camera too. But you want to make sure that you give people a reason to keep coming back. You want to lead with expertise. And you can do that by saying something like, hi, I'm Jamie, television news veteran. I package people for press. Or I'm your secret weapon before you seek press because I package you. So you hear yes. Something like that. You want to weave that in so people understand where your expertise is coming from, where your value add is. You want to make sure that you incorporate that in either your text, your bio, your descriptions, wherever on social. The sweet spot is really trying to come up with a template that you can repeat over and over again, because you have to realize reels, short form videos on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok are not really for your followers. They're for your potential followers. You're trying to bring new people to your feed, to your scroll, to your page to follow. So you want to keep that in mind when you're putting together videos. It's not always for your current audience. Now you can pour into your current audience, but you always want to treat them like they don't really know you. You're introducing yourself for the first time almost in every video if you want to grow. Now, if you're someone like me who's just trying to create content, test the waters, it's not always the case. But I always tell my clients, yes, you want to, because videos go out more to your non-followers, especially if you're using features like the trial reels on Instagram. So take advantage of that and make sure people are kind of getting that first introduction of you every time they see you. Okay, anyway, let me keep going. Consistency is what the algorithm rewards. More importantly, it is what your audience rewards. They need to see you regularly for you to stay top of mind. And you also want to show up on the right platforms. If your audience is more YouTube, be on YouTube. LinkedIn, hi, show up. Instagram and TikTok are more of like your business cards, your personality drivers. LinkedIn could be more of your expertise, your sales pitch, just like Twitter if you want to venture in that direction. That's also where you may connect with the media more directly. Instagram and TikTok are a great way to showcase your value, build your audience, build engagement, potentially grow into an influencer if that's your goal. But it isn't necessary, in my opinion, to be that strong there. However, some disagree. I've heard some literary agents suggest that you have a very strong Instagram and TikTok, as well as a LinkedIn and YouTube. So you really got to ask around and see what their expectations are if you want to write that book, if that's part of your goals. And again, make sure you listen to my conversation with Sally Ekus. I also have another one with a ghostwriter, Amelia. So we talk about writing books. And then I talk with Cass Siggers on Unknown to Known, and we get into how to turn your book into a film. So if you're into writing books and that's on your agenda, be sure to check out those episodes. Okay. I want to share something personal with you because it really crystallized why all this matters. I recently got a call from someone I had booked as a guest as a television news producer. Now, this is someone I had worked with very briefly, and she wanted to hire me. And I said, wow, how'd you find me? She found me because I was showing up consistently on Substack and LinkedIn. I was like, wow, I haven't heard from you in years. And she said, I've really liked watching you provide value on these platforms, and I know you could really do well for me. And I trust you. And I'm like, what? How, why does someone trust me so much? She's not the only one. I've had other clients and people from my past come to me and say, hey, I want to work with you because I trust you. Or I want your guidance or advice or direction because I trust you. So, what actually helps you build trust? And so, when you're building trust, go back to that town square concept. The dentist would be at the grocery store giving free consultations. Oh, let me see that tooth. Yeah, you got to come into the office. Or, yeah, you know what? I think you do need braces. Building trust, offering value, going above and beyond. And when I thought about this, I realized I go above and beyond for my people, the guests I book, the reporters and anchors I've worked with, my writers, my clients now. And I realized in that moment, well, actually, after the call, that I have been building trust IRL. I am starting to build trust on LinkedIn and Substack. Now I need to really focus on building trust on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and my podcast. Hi, guys. So it's all about providing value, showing up consistently, being there, going above and beyond. And I'm going to test myself and try to be even more myself in those areas. So if you follow me on Instagram at Jamie_Maglietta, you'll see that I'm starting to incorporate more about my life. I love roller skating, well, really inline skating. I have kids. My son, he has celiac. My daughter, dyslexia. I found out I have dyslexia. So it's been a lot. I had a double spine surgery. So it's a lot of stuff in my personal life that I don't talk about, but I'm starting to share on Instagram. And I tell my clients to do this, but I just wasn't doing it myself. It's all about building know, like, and trust. And sharing those pieces of you can really help online. So trust is big, and it's going to help you grow. It's going to help you find clients. So you got to find ways to build trust with your audience. So I have some homework for you. Here's what I want you to take away from today. The town square has moved. Your community is online. The producers who can book you, the clients who can hire you, the publishers who may sign you, they are already there, and they are already looking for someone like you. And they're forming their opinions about you, even when you're not showing up. So you need to be where your people are, showing up consistently, pouring value into them. And if you need help figuring out how to do that, reach out to me. There's links in the description. You can also get my course. I have a free download, the visibility bundle you can look at too. But you want to be strategic with a producer's mindset. Your homework this week, go audit your own presence. And I have a checklist within my visibility bundle that's free. So you can start with that. And I want you to audit yourself. Google whatever you need to search yourself, pull up your LinkedIn, your YouTube, your Instagram, and ask yourself the honest question. If a producer or a potential client or a literary agent landed on my page right now, would they trust me? What would they think of me? If the answer is not clear, start building. Start identifying your weaknesses. And if you need help with that, I have a media readiness diagnostic, so reach out. Share this episode with an expert in your world who needs to hear this. And if possible, leave a review on this podcasting platform, or ring that bell, as my kids say, if you're listening and watching on YouTube. It helps people find the show. And I'm really putting a lot into building my YouTube presence as well as my audio presence. And I'm really glad we could connect here. Find me on Instagram, Jamie_Maglietta. This is Think Like a Producer. I'll see you next time. Be sure to, again, check out those episodes I mentioned. I'll put links in the description, and I'll see you next time.